All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz on the set once again. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth, okay? When the evil days draw nigh unto you, okay? You got to remember these days, okay? So when this thing comes to pass, okay, so you have a spiritual bank account that you can withdraw money from spiritually so you can make it out with your life, okay, you and your loved ones, okay. So you got to remember Yahweh Yahweh Shai in the days of your youth, okay, while the evil days come, while you say, I have no pleasure in them, okay. That's what this is about. Okay, today we'll read out the KJV. I'll probably bring out some NET, but right now we're in the KJV. Okay, so remember the days of your youth, okay, when you say you have no pleasure in them, okay, because when this thing goes down, like we discussed on multiple occasions, you're gonna pray and wish that you would have took this thing more serious when this thing went down, okay? You're gonna pray and wish that you took things more serious. Okay, let's turn to the book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, then we go to a NET on this one, 24:11. If thou forbearest to deliver them that are drawn near unto death, and those that are ready to be slain, if thou sayest, behold, we knew nothing about it, okay? If you sit up there knowing that the MOTB is the mark of the beast, okay, if you know the Israelites have the truth, okay, Esau's going to go into captivity, and if you know that the men of GMS, they have the doctrine, and you're not pushing that, and you say, I don't know nothing about this, this is what the Bible's saying, what's going to happen to you when this thing comes to pass, okay? If thou forbearest to deliver them that are drawn near unto death, and those that are ready to be slain, if thou sayest, behold, we knew nothing about this, okay? If you say you knew nothing about this, I knew it not. Do not he that ponders the heart consider, he that keepeth our soul, and does not the one know, and will he not render every man according to his works? So you basically harming yourself like we went into, okay, because Yahweh Shai, you will involved with that, okay? You supposed to be pushing this truth, saying the MOT is the microchip, okay? The so-called white man's going down, and he's going to be in captivity, and the 1/3 is going to get beamed up in these UFOs, so you can make it out with your life, okay? That's what this is about. If you want to know what this is about. Turn to the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah 26, verse 21. We'll start at verse 20. Come, my people, enter into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself for a little moment until the indignation overpass. For behold, Yahweh comes out of the place, come out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth will also discover her blood and no more cover her slain. Okay, so Yahweh comes out to the place where he lives, okay, to do what? To lay the land desolate, okay, and to destroy the sinners out of it, okay. That's what this is. That's what this is about, okay. And there's a point in time, okay. That's why you're seeing the government shut down. They don't want to implement. They don't want to give up the food stamps. There's a point in time where we have to be delivered, okay. There's a point in time that we have to be saved, okay, where the so-called white man's rulership has to go down. That's what this is about. There's a point in time where we have to be delivered out of this thing when this thing finally comes to pass, okay. And we're here in those waters, okay. This is what the Bible calls of sorrows, okay. It's the beginning of it, okay. That's what we in right now. Let's turn to the book of Isaiah 13. The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 9. We'll start at verse 9 and we read on down. Behold, the day of Yahweh comes with cruel and both with wrath and fierce anger to lay the land desolate and to destroy the sinners that out of it, okay? To destroy the sinners out, to annihilate the sinners, okay? That's what this is about, a day of cruel wrath and fierce judgment. Okay, let's read it from the top. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate and to destroy the sinners that are out of it, okay? Who's sinners, okay? Like the church says, God hates the sin and not the sinner, not so. Yahweh Shai hates the sinner, okay? And he's going to blot them out of existence. That's what this is about. Turn to the book of 2nd Ezra. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. We'll start at verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thou mouth, and said Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and not the incredulity that trouble thee, for that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, say Yahweh, I will bring plague upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, for their wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works is fulfilled. Okay, so that's what this is about. The book of Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 23. The fire is gone forth from his place to consume the foundations of the earth, and the sinner like straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, said Yahweh. I will not spare them. To your ways, ye children, from the power defiles not my sanctuary. For Yahweh knows all them that sinneth against him, and therefore he delivers he them unto death and destruction. So Yahweh knows, okay? That's what this is about. Yahweh knows that all that sin against him. The book of Second Ezra 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days, okay? The beginning of sorrows. Let's jump to 14. Second Ezra 16, verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not again return again. They shall come upon the earth. The fire kindles shall not see, be not consumed till it consumes the foundation of the earth. Like an arrow that is shot, thermonuclear weapons of a mighty archer returns not back. Even so the plagues shall not be sent upon the earth shall not return again, okay? What plagues? The thermonuclear destruction, okay? And like you hear me say on multiple occasions, boom, you hear a loud boom. What is that? Ears start bleeding, okay? Instant urinate on yourself. I don't want you, okay? You just panic sets in automatically. You hear the loud boom, biggest explosion you ever heard in your life. Okay, just a sound make your ears start bleeding. Okay, that's what this is about: cruel wrath and intense anger that Yahweh Shai is bringing. Okay, return to Yahweh Shai while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open. Okay, this devil's ready to bring out the mark of the beast. Okay, he knows he's about to bring out the mark of the beast any day now. Okay, you can't take that mark of the beast because if you do, ears start bleeding. Okay, instant panic sets in. Okay, if you take that mark of the beast, okay, instant bleeding of the ears. Okay, and like the brothers brought out, when you take the mark of the beast, when you come back in a regeneration, you're gonna have a horrible legacy attached to that. Now you be okay financially, and you have your women and all that good stuff, but you're gonna be known as the one that's like the one that took off his shoe in the scriptures. You the one that took the mark of the beast when this thing came to pass. Okay, this is about verse 17. Let's read it from the top. The book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Okay, the beginning of sorrows, and this is where we are at right now. Okay, the beginning of great mourning, the beginning of famine and death, the beginning of war, and the beginning of power is to stand and fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And I'll leave you with this scripture. the book of, once again, the book of Ecclesiasticus 12, verse 1. Remember now your Creator in the days of your youth, while the evil days will come, nor the years draw nigh, when thou say, I have no pleasure in them. Hopefully you was well edified. All praises to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.